pretty bad news for Hillary Clinton. A new WMUR poll out of New Hampshire puts her dangerously close to Bernie Sanders. According to that poll, she has a 6-point lead, and the margin of error in that poll is 5.9%. If you break it down, there are two strikingly bad, ugly data points for Clinton. One, when asked who is least honest, Clinton scores 31%, and Sanders scores at 3%. That's one of those where you don't want to have the larger number. On the question of who's most likable, where you do want to have the larger number, Clinton got 24% and Sanders got 40%. Mark, let me break it down. The most basic question here on the basis of everything we know. Can Bernie Sanders beat Hillary Clinton in New Hampshire?
I think he can. And I don't rule out that he beats her in Iowa. There's a certain momentum to what's going on now. And as I've said for a while, I think her attacking him will not be effective. And there's a vulnerability to her. Doesn't mean she won't be the nominee. Right. But I think he can beat her in New Hampshire. And if on Election Day he's close, I think his enthusiasm could well carry him over the top. There's
a good story in the Wall Street Journal today about voters who are torn between Sanders and Clinton, and they say, I like what Bernie Sanders says. I worry that he's not electable, that she is, and it shows up in the numbers that show she's way ahead of him in terms of chances of winning the general election. But when you ask about who best represents the values of the Democratic Party, they are with Sanders, and as we all know, by the cliche goes, Democrats like to fall in love, while Republicans fall in line. They're falling in love more with Bernie Sanders now than they are with Hillary Clinton.
I talked to 24 Democrats at this Iowa dinner a couple weeks ago in Cedar Rapids. Every Hillary Clinton supporter said,
my heart's with Bernie.
You know, Bernie's great. And those big crowds and the message discipline he has, the fact that, and I don't mean this as a slight against Senator Sanders, the fact that there are a lot of people in the Democratic Party who tell pollsters they find him more likable than Hillary Clinton. Yeah. It's not just the monster.
He's not cuddly. He's not a cuddly guy. He's not a cuddly guy. He never panders to them, and they like that. You know, and that's again dangerous territory for her.
You know, the other thing is if she's not kicking butt in New Hampshire, which is in some ways her best state, it tells you something. It's early, things can change, but that poll, no denying there's serious trouble in that poll for her.
Absolutely.